So as I was putting together that last video that I published like 5 minutes ago, I am sitting here trying to figure out how it is that Sir Robert Anderson's information ended up in one of Chuck Missler's presentations, considering it was obvious to me that there was something not quite right with both his dates and his calculations. And so I decided, let me go back to his book, because maybe he shows more of his work, and, well, he does. So we'll start here on page 101, where he says, "For the Mishnah affords the clearest proof that the beginning of the month was not determined by the new moon, the true new moon, the astronomical new moon, which we calculate, but by the first appearance of her disk. So by citing the crest of the new moon, that's the first day of the month." So he says, for example, in AD 32, the date of the true moon by which the Passover was regulated was the night of the 29th of March. The ostensible date for the first of Nisan, therefore, according to this phases, was the 31st of March. He says, it may have been delayed, however, till the 1st of April, and in that case, the 15th of Nisan should apparently have fallen on Tuesday, the 15th of April. So I'm going to head over here to Torah calendar real fast, and we're here in 32 AD, first month, the first day of the month, which is April 1st. And then he says the 15th of Nisan would land on April 15th, which is a Tuesday, and that's what we see up here. It is a Tuesday. So then now I have to ask myself the question, if he was able to accurately show us when the 1st of Nisan would have been in 32 AD, and essentially the 15th of Nisan, then how is it that he came to the number or the date of April 6th of 32 AD for the 10th of Nisan if it doesn't fit anything that he just said? And, well, this is where it gets screwy, because he starts explaining how I guess it didn't fit his timeline, so he had to play around with the numbers, and he had to play around with the fact that they have, leap months and all that kind of stuff, and so he adds days and whatever, and, well, this is what people do. They have a thesis, they have a date, and so they try to play around with the math, and if the math doesn't math, then they add more math into it. And so, voila, you have this date, which clearly is off. I mean, his calculations as far as Nisan in the year of 32 AD is correct and aligns with Torah calendar's calculations on that. So I'm reminded of what Chuck Missler used to say.
There's an expression in the computer industry: if you torture the data long enough, it'll confess to anything. So.
And I was going to end it there, but I just got a question in the comments section about Heather's 1406 BC date, and when I speak about that, well, sure. So there's a couple of problems with that, and the first problem that I see is Solomon's reign that she uses to essentially as part of the calculation to come to that conclusion. If you go to Wikipedia, it shows his reign and says that it's hypothetical. So this 970 to 930 BC reign is just a hypothetical guess, essentially, is what they're saying. So I decided to go and find another source, and I found actually two Jewish websites that talked about King Solomon, and they had his life between 848 BC and 796 BC. It's really hard to reign if you're not even alive. So, there's no hard, fast date for that. So I've got to discard that as well. The other interesting thing that I found when I was looking at this was in 1 Kings chapter 6, it says, "And it came to pass in the 480th year after the children of Israel came out of the land of Egypt." This is a part of our calculations, and so this is what is being used. The interesting thing here is if you go to the Septuagint, sorry, it's kind of cut off there, but it says, "And it came to pass in the 440th year after the departure of the children of Israel out of Egypt." So which one is it? 440 or 480? And that's the thing, that's one of the reasons when scholars try to nail down exactly when Israel came into the land, they really just have a 140-year window between 1400 BC and 1260 BC. So with that, any more questions? And I'll see you guys later.